Hello all, welcome back to another video and welcome to Sammy G's World of Cinema. Today on the channel, guys, I'm going to do a dedicated review of one of my favourite films of all time and my favourite film by the wonderful David Lynch, who we sadly lost on Thursday, the 16th of January. One of my favourite ever directors and will be forever missed. David Lynch, his style of work and his style of filmmaking has kind of really had a great connection with myself, but a lot of other people out there as well. And yeah, it's just absolutely devastating when I found out that David Lynch passed away. I remember seeing it on Facebook and I was just in stunned silence. I just didn't know how to process the fact that one of my favourite filmmakers, one of my favourite directors has sadly passed away. And I remember I told the guys in my WhatsApp group I'm part of, and yeah, they were shocked by the news as well. And yeah, David Lynch just as such an inspiration, such an influential filmmaker who has got such a unique way at looking at, filmmaking and stuff, but working behind the camera. And his vision and his style is kind of it's one in a million. It's just such a source of inspiration, and I will forever praise what he's done for the film industry and for everything he's done for the world of film, but for many people. It is just absolutely amazing. He has worked with music as well, and produced works and that, and yeah, he's also he also delivered one of my favourite TV shows of all time, that being Twin Peaks. The first season especially is absolutely amazing. And I just remember when I was sort of getting into David Lynch, for the longest time I've only seen the one film, which was The Elephant Man. And I think it was only about 7 years after watching The Elephant Man, which I did rewatch. Still brilliant as ever. Very, very sad film, but very, very good film as well. And I remembered being at work. It was on one shift at work, in 2019. I remember with me and some of my work colleagues, we were talking a bit about film and stuff. I loved chatting about film with a couple of some of my colleagues that don't work there anymore. But yeah, we were all of us film fanatics, and I remember when we were talking a bit about David Lynch, and the only film that came to mind was The Elephant Man. And then they mentioned a film called Blue Velvet. Has anyone seen Blue Velvet? The question was. And I was like, no, I've heard the name, but I've never seen it. So I remembered I went home later on, and I was just looking through Netflix and just browsing on Netflix to see if any films I fancied watching for that evening. And this was kind of before I was rebuilding my physical media collection. I always, for myself personally, choose physical media over streaming. But yeah, this was before I was rebuilding my physical media collection again. And yeah, I went onto Netflix, and Blue Velvet came up, and yeah, that's the film I'm gonna be talking about today. And I've seen this film many times before. I absolutely love it. The first time I saw it, I loved it. It was a film I've never seen before, and yeah, I just remember thinking, wow, this is an amazing film. And this was the film that my work colleagues at the time were talking about, and yeah, absolutely just fell in love with it. And something about the film just kept drawing me back and back to the movie. And yeah, I just absolutely fell in love with it. So that is, as it stands, my favourite David Lynch film. But I have gone and watched like his films like Mulholland Drive and Wild at Heart. I binged Twin Peaks during the lockdown, and Lost Highway, and The Straight Story, Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, Inland Empire. The only David Lynch film I have not seen is Dune, but I am willing to give that a go at some point. I might even watch it pretty soon, in David Lynch's honour, and revisiting his filmography, which is a perfect time to do so, to honour what an amazing filmmaker he is. And yeah, this is just an amazing film, my favourite David Lynch film. So yeah, Blue Velvet, directed by David Lynch, who we sadly lost a couple of days ago, and he will be forever cherished. His filmography will continue to, make a everlasting impression on many people in years to come. It is also starring Kyle MacLachlan, Isabella Rossellini, Dennis Hopper, Laura Dern, Hope Lange, George Dickinson, Jack Nance, a college student called Jeffrey, who, after visiting his father in hospital, one day he's just strolling around along the field, and he so happens stumbles upon a ear that it was basically just on the ground one day. And basically he pops to the police station, and he finds this as evidence. This case, it has been pending for some time now, and then he basically goes to visit the police officer detective again one day, who is played by, I think it's Detective Williams, played by Dean Stockwell. And then he is acquainted with Sandy, played by Laura Dern, who is the police detective's daughter, who knows a little bit about why maybe this ear was on the ground one day, and she reckons that it has something interlinked with this nightclub singer Dorothy Valens, played by Isabella Rossellini. Sandy reckons that that something about this ear might be interlinked with what Dorothy might know. And then Jeffrey kind of wants to know more and more about this case that has just come afoot. He decides one day to visit her apartment, disguised as a bug inspector. One day he happens to stumble upon these spare keys, and then later on he would go back to the apartment to see if he can find any more information and stuff. And then he becomes acquainted with Dorothy, and basically they start to have their own chemistry there. But meanwhile, Jeffrey, little did he know that he knew nothing about the person that is in Dorothy's life and being very controlling of Dorothy, and he is a very dangerous man, and that is Frank Booth, played by the great Dennis Hopper. And yeah, this is an incredible film, guys. Very much David Lynch's take on a bit of a noir film. This film has got a little bit of a noir feel to it, and I think it's got a really great spectacle as well. It feels like a Hitchcockian film when you watch it. It has got that similar bulk to it, and Yeah, I just think this film is absolutely amazing. It is one of my favourite films of all time. For me, in my personal opinion, I would say David Lynch's like masterpiece. However, I wouldn't argue if someone came to me and said The Elephant Man or even Eraserhead is David Lynch's best film, or The Straight Story, because I absolutely love all of them films as well. It's just Blue Velvet for myself personally that I've got like the most like connection with. And yeah, this film, it just goes through so many different phases. Like, you know, like 1 minute, Jeffrey would just be at like this hardware store, or he'd be at college, you know, just living like his everyday life. And then the next minute, he would just, you know, like go and meet Sandy at like a diner, and then he would kind of just chill out and talk for a bit and talk about life in general. And then they would kind of talk a bit further about this processing investigation, and that is intertwined with someone that they never would have thought in a million years that they would be acquainted with, mainly Jeffrey, who is starting to be really transfixed with this case afoot. But little does he know that there are some real dangerous matters that are coming his way the more he is transfixed with what he's visualizing and what he is seeing. And Frank Booth, guys, the character Frank Booth is someone that I certainly would never ever think in a million years to mess with this guy, because he is such a horrible, mean-spirited bastard, is Frank Booth. He has that real sort of menacing presence about his character, and that is just all played brilliantly by the wonderful Dennis Hopper here, who possibly gives one of his best, if not his best, performance here. And I would say Frank Booth, like the character himself, is a bit of an underrated like antagonist to a film as well. And yeah, I just think the film has got so many great layers to it. I love the scenes by the diner where Jeffrey and Sandy are just chatting and stuff, and also when they're at the nightclub and they're seeing Dorothy perform and she's singing Blue Velvet. I love like the blue lighting and stuff with the red curtain. I just love that sort of you know, like aspect of the film, and the nightlife vibrancy of the movie. It's so like pin sharp to this, you know, it really just comes to town in this movie. I just think it's got a really great like sort of like 1950s sort of like a montage or feel about the movie. Like, I just love the whole thing, the way the film would just sort of like keep flipping on its head with like 1 minute Jeffrey's gonna just, you know, like spend time with Sandy, but then on the other hand, he may want to take care of Dorothy, who is in real danger, and she's in this real sort of like fucked up situation where Frank is being really controlling and manipulating, and she can't like see her son or anything, and it's quite like tough to watch at times. You know, one scene where Frank just goes absolutely like insane, crazy, and he wants to like really give Jeffrey a piece of his mind, wants them to meet. And yeah, there is some real intensity about this movie. The whole builds up with like where Jeffrey is going to this apartment back and forth, and that whole builds up again, and that suspense where he's just walking up the stairs, you only hear like a pin drop. It's, you know, that it's got that real like brooding suspense about it. And yeah, and also the other thing is as well, guys, I love the music to this as well. You know, I love the use of Roy Orbison's In Dreams song that really makes an impression on Dennis Hopper's characters, Frank Booth. You know, he really expresses his emotions like within some of the lyrics as well. And also, I absolutely adore like Julie Cruz's like songs that are featured in this film. I think there was The Nightingale and oh, there's another one. A couple of her songs are featured in this film, and yeah, it is really beautifully engaging when you're watching Jeffrey and Sandy's chemistry, and some of one of Julie Cruz's songs is featured like in the background and stuff, and yeah, that is just hats off to the great writing there, and their dialogue in the film. It is just amazing, guys. You know, they have like real sort of great like intimacy in like a fair good portion of scenes. And what else has been happening with Frank Booth and the guy who wears like this yellow suit as well, who is like heavily involved with like both the police and Frank Booth as well. So kind of like that is just you know, dancing around Jeffrey's head as well, of like what to believe with that as well. Also, I love the scenes like on the road as well, like a couple of those scenes on the road, kind of like you could see where that was going to go for like other David Lynch's films, especially Lost Highway and stuff. And yeah, admittedly, there is some quite, you know, like dark and creepy imagery in and out of the movie, but I think it works with like the suspense and the build-up and the tension that is enthralling in this film as well. It's really well captured here. Blue Velvet is absolutely fantastic film. Sums up of what an incredible filmmaker David Lynch is, and what an amazing source of inspiration David Lynch is. I think I've got it in like my top 50 favourite films of all time, guys. I love it that much. Great ending, great final showdown in there as well. I also love like sort of some of the colour palette in this film as well. Like you've got like with the blue curtains and the red wallpaper with like I think the red curtains as well, and you know, like one or two characters that are kind of wearing like say blue or red that goes along with the wallpaper. So there's some great like colour grading in this movie as well. Blue Velvet is absolutely superb, guys, and it is definitely gonna get a 10 out of 10 for me. This film is just like no other film I've seen before it. It is also a perfect example of a film that I went into with knowing little about it as possible. I just think the acting, the performances are absolutely off the charts in this. And yeah, Kyle MacLachlan, you can see where this guy was gonna go like as an actor. You know, he's kind of really like sort of like hit the ground running with just excellent roles like this. And Detective Dale Cooper days in Twin Peaks, you know, like, and also just I can see why David Lynch wanted to cast this guy like on his subsequent works, because, you know, like he's just perfect for his movies. And I would say his role as Jeffrey in the lead role, and Kyle MacLachlan is Detective Dale Cooper in Twin Peaks are probably his two best roles in like his career, in my opinion, and out of the films that I have seen with him starring in as well. A great pacing as well. It's just super well paced. Yeah, and I just think the direction is absolutely incredible. in this, and yeah, the final act is just absolutely outstanding as well, and just leaves the film on an incredible, satisfying conclusion as well. So yeah, guys, that is my review of Blue Velvet, and if you haven't seen Blue Velvet, I cannot recommend it enough. Just a film that I'm gonna keep going back and revisiting it, and when I do go back and revisiting it, it'll always be, and always has been, in the honour of revisiting the filmography of one of my favourite directors of all time, being David Lynch, and also the score by Angelo Badalamenti is great in this as well, just to add to that as well. So guys, do let me know your thoughts on Blue Velvet. Please do let me know on some of your favourite David Lynch films as well. I would love to know all of that good stuff in the comments down below. And yeah, if you haven't seen Blue Velvet, guys, definitely well worth your time, well worth giving a go, because it is absolutely fantastic and I can't praise it enough. And yeah, this review has been in the honour of the one and only David Lynch, who will forever be missed and will always be treasured in the film industry and in the world of film as well. So guys, I hope you're having an amazing weekend, and I'll be back for more content soon. So thanks for watching, cheers for stopping by, and until next time, I'll see you for the next video. Bye bye.